to Tehran and Washington in an effort to stop growing friction between them. Iranian President Hassan Rouhani said while he favoured talks in diplomacy, the conditions aren't acceptable to reach out to the United States. On Sunday, President Donald Trump warned Iran it would meet its official end if the country wanted to fight. Well, let's bring in Babak Emamian. He's a member of the British-Iranian Business Association. Thank you very much, Babak, for coming in so quickly. So we're having new comments there from the US Defense Secretary Patrick Shanahan, as he just said the US pressure that has been put on Iran has worked, and that the threat to its personnel in the Middle East remains high, but the potential for an attacks from Iran has been put on hold. What do you make of that comment?
Well, the whole idea is how could you have a regime change without causing chaos to the rest of the region? So that's what the other states have been saying. As long as America wants to have a regime change in Iran, it must make sure that the chaos does not spread to other parts of the region. And that's what they're trying to work out. But the most important thing here is the blame game. America has a military might, not like others. But when it comes to blame game, they are not very good at it. And the whole entire Middle East is preoccupied with blame game. Nobody takes responsibility. And now the regime in Iran is blaming US for all the hardship. And the US is losing that psychological war with Iranian people. They have to explain to the Iranian people what is in it for them to side with America, with USA, rather than the regime. Right now, the Iranian people are more or less on the side of America because they've had 40 years of hardship. But if this prolongs and the position is not explained to them, eventually they will side with the regime. So America has to work on its soft power right now. And we have to see what happens.
But do you really see in the near future anyone siding? We see the language being used by Trump. It will bring the end of Iran. And we can see that the Europeans are stuck in the middle of all this. Now we have Iraq getting involved and Russia saying we can mediate. How do you see all of this unfolding, really?
Well, it's very interesting. If you look at what happened in Iraq with US and in Afghanistan and in Syria, you know, the military might of US is unchallenged. But in each case, whether Iraq, Syria, or Afghanistan, they've lost the blame game or the soft war. The reason is because not they don't have the resources or the people. It's because they don't strategize. And they usually outsource it to the oppositions. And usually the opposition of these countries are very useless. So unless America takes a first hand and gets involved with that, they would lose all these psychological wars or war of words, or the blame game, I like to call it, the blame game. So the issue is, and it's not enough if just President Trump one day tweets that we're not going to do anything, it's halted, and the other day he says, oh, they can have my number, they could call me. This is not enough in order to win the affections of Iranian people. And right now, it's about mind and hearts of Iranian people because they have been suffering for the last 40 years. And they need a savior.
So you are saying diplomacy is lacking here?
Big time. And the issue is whether America would... see, the way the regime is selling it to the Iranian people, America is only for self-interest. It's not your savior. If you're looking for a savior, they're not going to do anything. And America has to prove that they are the savior. And they want to be the savior.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you very much for that insight, Babak Emamian.
Thank you very much.
One of North Korea's top diplomats has used the global stage to condemn the United States for seizing one of